What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to All Elite Wrestling Review, the show from June 17th, 2020, where it pertains to giving you AEW Dynamite results that took place in Jacksonville, Florida, in Daly's Place. Your commentators were good old JR Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. So, let's get to the show. So, in this show, the opening match was the AEW World Tag Team Championships. You had the Cleaner, the Best Bout Machine, Kenny Omega, and the Hangman, aka the Drunk Man, Adam Page, defend their AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Natural Nightmares in the Natural Dustin Rose and QT Marshall, being accompanied by Randy Rose. Later on with Ali as well, but we'll get to that later. So, I was looking forward to this tag team match because the Natural Nightmares will be getting a shot at the World Tag Team titles, and they did against Kenny Omega and Adam Page. Match itself, I thought it was just decent. To me, I didn't feel like it was anything that special, but it was still decent to where I still enjoyed it for what it was. All of a sudden, Ali comes out. Randy Rose looked like she was going to be annoyed and to do something, but Ali was there to root on QT Marshall, and then Ali, continue on for her as Randy Rose roots on along with Ali. So yeah, I guess at this point now, Ali is part of the Nightmare family, I guess, But I still think it's gonna lead to a plan, somewhat, where Ali's gonna turn on the Natural Nightmares, where it tends to the Butcher and the Blaze, so that she could come at the being as the Bunny. I don't know if that is the plan. I don't know if that's the goal they're going with, but that's something you have to wait and see. But if they do go with that, they gotta go all out with that, if you know what I mean. But yeah, and they talk about how QT Marshall has been given the Diamond Cutter by Diamond Dallas Page, who's also part of the Nightmare family. But yeah, QT Marshall is now using Diamond Dallas Page's Diamond Cutter as his finisher now. I think they call it the QT Cutter for him. But yeah, I like that they're doing that for QT Marshall because QT Marshall is pretty good. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case where it pertains to the Natural Nightmares, because at the end of the day, the Natural Nightmares loses, which I figured they would, against Omega and Page. So therefore, still you're tag team champions after the last call, which is the Buckshot Lariat by Page and the V-Trigger by Omega, calling it last call. And they got the win still. AEW World Tag Team Champions. So yeah, decent opener. Wasn't anything that special, but hey, I still enjoyed it. We get a video vignette pertains to Anna Jay. We've seen Anna Jay wrestle before on Dynamite and on Dark. Now, unfortunately, on Dynamite, she lost, and then on Dark, she lost. But of what I've seen of Anna Jay, she's been very impressive. And basically, her video vignette was that she talked about how she loves, basically talks about her love of wrestling, for wrestling in a way. And as soon as she's on someone AEW, she realized that she has to work harder than she's ever worked hard before, and said that her biggest aspect is, is putting on a show and entertain people, which is why she is called the star of the show. So the star of the show, Anna Jay, makes, after this beautiful, this well done, beautiful video package, introducing who Anna Jay is, she goes up against someone that we don't know who she's going to wrestle against, which is a good thing they did that too, because I didn't see this coming. Because I think to myself, okay, so Anna Jay's here. Yes, finally, Anna Jay. We finally get to see her wrestle instead of seeing her in the sections, being a fan. We finally get to see her wrestle, finally. Again, we finally get to see her wrestle. Because I think she's pretty good in the ring. She's still green, but I think she could handle herself in the ring. Unfortunately, she picked the wrong time to make her to make her return in the ring after this video package that they show of Anna Jay, because she goes up against someone that we also seen on AEW, but on AEW Dark when she wrestled against Hikaru Shida back in March. And she makes her AEW Dynamite debut here, and her name is Abaddon. Abaddon is an insane, creepy looking, unique zombie from The Walking Dead, or from Resident Evil type of character. Or you could also say Dawn of the Dead. You could also say, what was the other movie? Shaun, no, that was supposed to be that's a comedy movie. Of that. But yeah, I get my point. It's basically that's what Amadon is. She's a zombie. And I remember I first saw her on Dark. I'm like, wow, I can't believe they got her. And then when she was gone, I said, wait a minute. I thought she was gonna be there, but I was like, see myself, why wouldn't they not sign her? I think this is a unique look of her. And then sure enough, she makes her appearance here on Dynamite, and I'm like, oh my god. And I see myself, they better sign her this time. They better get lock her in, because on that night, she was the talk of the town on Twitter. She got people talking more than Anna Jay did. But Abaddon, yeah, she had also a unique entrance too, by the way, the way she entered into that arena, into that arena. As she made that her entrance stage. And I'm like, wow. It's exactly how I remember. So the match happens. Didn't last long. Abaddon went on an attack on Anna Jay as the bell rang. Went nuts on her. Anna Jay did get one tiny offense, but Abaddon didn't sold it. She basically no sold it. That's what she does. She's a zombie. And she beats her and gets her into the Ronald driver, which Anna Jay didn't really spike herself that much, but Abaddon got the pin, and that was it. That was like, wait, what? Match. First of all, it was quick. It was a squash, and I didn't see that finish coming. Now I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be her finisher move. I'm pretty sure she got a finisher move that could be more deadlier. No offense. I mean, no point intended. Meant to say, for Abaddon to do than a Ronald driver. But I'm shocked that was the finish. And there you go. So I'm like, wow. So what was the point of Anna Jay? Well, it got even worse. It got even more weirder, because all of a sudden the Dark Order comes out. And as Dark Order came out, even Uno went to Coco Banner, who's at ringside, by the way, in the crowd, and he hands him an envelope. He opens it up and he looks at it, and Brody Lee is staring at staring up. I mean, he steps up at Brody Lee, meant to say Coco Banner was staring up at Brody Lee. And as that's all, Coco Banner has that look in his face, like he's confused and everything. And I'm saying, so you just met with the Dark Order, a week ago during that time. Why you look so confused when they're giving you an offer to be with the Dark Order? So this is one step of that whole thing of being part of the Dark Order. So the fact that he looked like he was surprised, and I said to myself, that made no sense there, because you just met with them a week ago, before we get to this particular show here. But as he's looking confused and everything, looking all dumb, which is nothing new, the Dark Order helps up Anna Jay and takes her back, and she willingly accepts. And I'm like, huh? And I get it. Anna Jay, she's now 0-3, has not won a match. I get it, and that's what the Dark Order is. They're here to revive those, of their losing ways, and to help them, and basically turn them into winners. But when you look at this logically, you don't take a look at Abaddon, and you're telling me she's not a better fit for the Dark Order, but the star of the show and Anna Jay is. whatever, right? But yeah, that's basically what they want. That's basically a cliffhanger that we'll eventually see whenever that happens. Because it's been weeks so far and nothing has happened yet. Other than Anna J being on social media and basically, you know, tweeting about stuff. So there you go. Uh, we get to MJF being accompanied by Warlow going up against badass Billy Gunn. And yes, for those who don't know, by the way, he's not going by Billy Gunn now. He's going by Billy. But I'm still going by Billy Gunn because that's what he's known. So fuck WWE for that. But he's got his sons there, Colton and Austin Gunn, the Gunn Club. Match happens between MJF and Billy Gunn. Match itself, pretty decent. Warlow kind of involved. Rotates so some sort of a distraction. In the end, it was MJF obviously getting the win. And I think there was also some also back and forth as well, which is to the Gunn sons. Basically the Gun Club. Austin and Colton. But in the end, MJF gets the win over Billy after nailing him with his diamond ring, which was loaded on his finger. I'm pretty sure it was his ring finger or maybe his pinky finger. Who knows? I really couldn't tell at that time, but he got the win. MJF gets the win, which obviously no surprise there. Jungle Boy, who was in the sections as a fan, he was in the face of MJF. They start having a big brawl. Warlow gets in a brawl with Luchasaurus, and then you all obviously getting involved too. Every time I see Michael Stunt getting involved, and I see myself, oh my god, this is terrible. This is bad. This is bad, man. Him going after Warlow, him going after MJF too. I'm like, who thinks that's good television? Marco Stunt is a freaking clown, a little midget clown who I can't take seriously. But besides that, there was a pull apart of this whole brawl. And the fact that I'm even saying that between some Marco Stunts, it's a fucking joke. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara cuts a promo backstage. I believe they were interviewed by Alex Marvez. I'm assuming, but basically talking about being blood brothers and how they have each other's back and everything, and they're the sex gods and all that, and they're gonna be in the main event against best friends and all that, and we'll get to that later. And then Jericho talked about how he took care of Orange Cassidy or Orange Blood Cassidy, based on what he did to him last time. Tony Schiavone announced that Hikaru Shida will defend her AEW Women's World Championship against the Bad Girl W4 at Fyter Fest, which is going to be event 1, and I'll get to that eventually. And then we got Ship Baker, who gets pissed off and screams about some conspiracy theory and all that because she's a conspiracy victim and all that. And I don't care. And then she talks about Tony Schiavone that what, you're on timeout friendship and all that. Like, oh my gosh, she's terrible. And yeah, I'll give her this. She is a good heel. What pertains to her being annoying and everything, and what pertains to her looks and everything, she fits very well as a heel. But at the same time, I can't stand her. She is the complete shits. And I'm not just talking about her in-ring work too. Her mic work sometimes it just doesn't gel well. But then she tells Rebel or Reba. Basically, AEW is referring her as Reba, even though all these times we've been representing her as Rebel, but I guess they want to be Reba, which makes no sense because Rebel has an L in there. Reba has no L in there, so I don't understand that at all. But anyways, Britt Baker tells Reba to drive her off and everything, right? And then also it was revealed that Big Swole was in there, basically in that golf cart the golf cart that I meant to say that Britt Baker's in, because she's still hurt. And Big Swole said, "Where to?" Big Swole, I think Britt Baker, whatever, something like that. Britt Baker realized that she's panicking. Also, Big Swole drives away with her, and we'll get to more of that later. But I did praise Big Swole though for driving that piece of trash out of there, and we'll get to that piece of trash later in Ship Baker. Oh yeah, I should mention this too, by the way. Abaddon has been officially signed by AEW, since that time. So then we get to the incomplete TNT champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, being accompanied by the Enforcer, AA, Arn Anderson. So he cuts the promo before he gets to his match, where he tends to defend his incomplete TNT Championship title. He says that he found himself alone last time we got jumped, and wonder what happened with the Elite, and what happened with the American Nightmare. The Nightmare family, excuse me. Even his own family member has not been helping him out and all that. Kind of makes you wonder: is this going to lead to a heel turn with Cody Rhodes eventually? But I thought it was a good promo there by Cody Rhodes, though. And then RNS announced Cody Rhodes' next opponent, and all of a sudden we see a video package of Ricky Starks, a former NWA wrestler who was a former NWA United. Wait, was he United States champion or television champion? I'm trying to remember now. Was it television or was it United States? When they it was television. Yeah, it was the NWA television championship. Yeah, so a former NWA television champion and Ricky Starks, who was in NWA until he was not there anymore, obviously, because they couldn't come to any terms of any agreements, whatever. Were just to renew his contract, and they let him go. They let him walk. So he's talks about how his career what is and all that, and how he comes from sleeping in his car and having nothing but being a true star, because he is a true star by the way, on the way he talks, the way he looks, the way he wrestles, just his presence overall. He is the hottest free agent in wrestling, and he is here to prove himself. And he comes out. He's being called by Absolute Ricky Starks, and we get the match between Cody Rhodes defending his incomplete TNT Championship against Ricky Starks. Match happens. Pretty damn good match. Ricky Starks, as always, impressive in the ring. Arn Anderson got involved though. He pulled the leg of Ricky Starks, and I said, "So what? That was a huge move there." So, match to continue. It was ended up being pretty good. In the end, it was Cody Rhodes with the crossroads onto Ricky Starks and gets the win. After the match, Ricky Starks got a handshake. Cody Rhodes goes to a handshake to Ricky Starks. And there you go. So yeah, your winner and still your incomplete TNT champion, the American Nightmare, Cody. And there you go. And also, I want to mention this too. Ricky Starks has also been officially signed by AEW during that time, which is great. Fuck you, WWE. Just want to throw that out there. Then we get to Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc being accompanied by Penelope Ford, and together they are the SuperBad Squad. Now I don't remember if that was the name they went with before. I got folks. I apologize for this. Just give one moment. I'm gonna mute myself for now. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, folks. My apologies. Okay, what is this here? Okay, never mind. I thought it was something else. I got started over with this, folks. But I'm gonna do some editing here. I do some editing with pertains to this video. So if it sounds like you're thinking to yourself, what is he talking about and everything? Basically I had a little error on the internet, so I apologize for that. So that's how I left off. It was about the whole thing of the SuperBad squad. That whole thing where the names of Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc also would play before. That's their stable's name. That they call themselves the SuperBad squad. I thought that was a name that's that to me that doesn't fit them at all. I mean, if they want to go for a nerdy way to do it, Jimmy Havoc is not the guy to do be part of that one. You know, Kip Sabian, fine. But the before, who's hot chick and all that, where she obviously can get away with that and everything. That's fine. However, Jimmy Havoc, not so much. Because he to me, he doesn't scream to me, super bad. You know, especially how he's so and I got remember the time of the other video let's talk about the whole thing. But that's okay. I'll go do a special editing with that. So, anyways, so Super Basketball versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Match itself was pretty good, or if I remember how I said it, it was decent. Excuse me. Yeah, the Butcher and Blade coming out, and they had FTR coming out too as well, as making things a little even while the match was still going on. In the end, it was the Young Bucks going to win, as the match began chaos going on in the ring, which is the tag teams, and FTR and the Young Bucks got better of it. And there you go. One more, folks. Now to the promo of Taz and Brian Cage towards Jon Moxley. Taz says, hanging out with Brian Cage when they heard that Moxley is running his mouth. Taz calls Moxley a rotten son of a bitch. Moxley called himself a miserable person. Well, that Moxley calls Taz a miserable person. I meant to say, and then Taz took that gimmick and basically trying to run it in a way that he's gonna be doing for decades and everything, and basically trying to flatter himself here. Then Brian Cage gets in and says that Moxley what's going on happened to him on himself, and says that he wishes Fest was right now so that he can get more of him, and says he doesn't know if he wants to drop him on his head or take his title. And I thought it was a decent promo from Brian Cage, but also a very good promo from Taz. Until Moxley got his promo. And this is what he had to say. So Moxley says that he is the judge, the jury, the executioner of AEW, the bad demons that's inside of him. That keeps them at bay and hurting people in the ring. Moxley says that Brian Cage beat him if he can survive, if he's miserable enough for that son of a bitch to swim into deep water, I'm about to drag him into. And that was a great promo there by Moxley. Reba finds Britt Baker in the dumpster where she belongs because she's trash. Britt Baker basically fires Reba, and Reba's like, so that means I'm free. And she's like, no, in fact, you're rehire. And she's like, where's Shivani and everything? And then Reba said, but you put him on friendship timeout with her. And then Britt Baker says to Big Swell, she's gonna sue her and everything, and you don't the role model and blah blah blah. And Yaki Smackily, and there you go. Excuse me, Broken Matt Hardy. My voice was being broken now. Was on commentary as he's commentating along with Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and Jim Ross for his next match, which was the main event, where they're gonna fight an opportunity to become the more contenders against the AEW World Tag Champions for Fest. And it was between Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, excuse me. The Las Gods were saying the Inner Circle versus Best Friends, which is Trent and Orange Cassidy. I mean, Chuck Taylor, excuse me, folks. My apologies. So the match happens. It's a pretty decent match. In the end, Sam Guevara was going for something. All of a sudden, the cameraman, for some reason, trips Sam Guevara. And that was enough for Trent to get the boot buster onto Sam Guevara. And then the cameraman, and by the way, Best Friends wins. Just that was the factor of it. And then the cameraman reveals himself as Orange Cassidy. And Orange Cassidy goes after Chris Jericho, goes for Superman forearm, and that was it. And that was the show. And there you go. Hopefully that clears everything that I did. For some that didn't catch on the internet for a reason failed. But which is my fault. I should have checked it to see if everything was going on well. But there you go. Tomorrow Wrestling, I believe, was 6 matches. Yes. My overall rating for the show, 9 out of 10. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. For It's Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on this. So this was your all wrestling review. We're just giving you AEW Dynamite results from June 17th, 2020. Until next time, folks, we're going to do all the wrestling review, which the next one's going to be about AEW Dark results from 23rd, 2020. Until then, you all stay well, stay safe, take care of yourself. So everything's going on in the world. I am out. Ta-ta for now. There you go.